Let's dive into the basic layout inside the Movie Editor and provide you with the first steps of editing. Click the Movie tab. You will see that you have access to a mini version of the library, the Preview window, and the Timeline. The Timeline has multiple tracks. The tracks are the placeholders where you insert your video content, pictures, audio, titles, and much more. Each track can hold any kind of media. Let's drop 2 video clips, 1 audio clip, and 1 text element on the timeline. Notice that as soon as these items are on the timeline, a green check mark appears on the clip in the library. This makes it very easy to see what you've used in the movie. By default, the video format is set by the first clip dropped onto the timeline. You can override this behavior in the control panel so that it is always your preferred output format. The timeline format can be changed at any time. When Studio senses that it cannot play back a complex section of your movie without dropping frames, it performs a process called rendering. This will also happen if you change the format of the timeline. When Studio is rendering, you will notice a green render bar in the ruler area of the timeline. When the render bar disappears, that section of your movie can be played back smoothly without dropping frames. The Storyboard Navigator button allows you to choose to use the Navigator or Storyboard or neither. The Navigator is where you can move back and forth on the timeline as well as zoom into the timeline for finer adjustments. You can also use the plus and minus keys on your numeric keyboard to zoom in and out, or grab the ruler at the bottom of the timeline by the numerical hash marks to zoom in or out. You can also double-click within the Navigator to fit the project to the timeline window. The Storyboard helps you quickly assemble or rearrange clips. You can insert before or after any clip, or place a new clip over an old one to replace it. The Storyboard can be shown for any track. Just click on the Storyboard symbol on the header of the track you want to work with. Studio uses the looking from top down philosophy. Each element is overlaid on another. Let's put the text over a video clip. You will see the text is over the video clip, which is correct because the video clip is beneath it. Let's change the position. If the text was beneath the video clip, you would not see it as it is now behind the video clip. If we dissolve the video clip, we will give the video clip transparency, and you will begin to see the text underneath or behind it. In a clip that contains video and audio, you can see the waveform as part of the clip on the timeline. Let's do some basic editing. Let's find a spot on this video clip we'd like to delete. Place the playhead at the point desired, and then click the razor. The clip that was under your playhead will now be split. You can click on either clip to select it. You will see a dark yellow highlight indicating it indeed is selected. You can then click the Delete Selected Clips button or the Delete key on your keyboard. You've just performed your first edit. Studio uses non-destructive editing, which means you can always use the Undo button or Control-Z on your keyboard. You can move clips by selecting them and dragging them onto any track. You can use Home or End keys on your keyboard to jump to the beginning or end of the timeline. Use Page Up and Page Down keys to jump to different cuts or edits on the timeline. Let's add a photo to the timeline. Yes, you can mix photos and videos as well as text and audio all in your project. Remember, if the timeline lets you add it, then it can be part of your movie. You can also trim the clip manually to add or remove frames. The original material is always available on the edges of the clip, even if you have previously trimmed it away or used the Delete Selected Clips button. Simply bring your cursor near the edge of the clip until it changes to the trim arrow with a vertical line. Click and hold your left mouse button and trim the clip to expose some of the other footage. It is fun, isn't it? For more precise trimming, click the Trim button on the toolbar and use the Frame Advance tools under the preview. To learn more, see the chapter Editing Professional Techniques. At the top of the preview, you can choose to edit using a single viewer, or you can choose to use dual view. When using the single view, the preview switches automatically from source to timeline as needed. You can see source from the library in the left preview and your timeline in the right preview. This is useful for when you want to find just the right frame on your source to match the action on your timeline. Let's do a classic dissolve transition between two video clips. Put your two video clips next to each other on the timeline. Move your mouse over the left clip. Then grab the upper right corner of the clip and pull the dissolve. You will see that we are pulling footage from the right clip into the dissolve. This will let you see moving video on both clips while the dissolve is happening. Grab your playhead and position it at the beginning of the two clips. Press the spacebar or play in the preview window to play back the dissolve. You can also scrub using the play line, which means grabbing the play line and scrubbing back and forth to get a quick idea of how your effects and edits will look in real time without having to press play. Grab one of the hundreds of transitions that come with Studio. Drop it onto the edge of the clip. If you are using one of the premium versions of Studio, you can turn on the Dynamic Transitions button on the toolbar, and then you can make the transition longer or shorter just by dragging the edge of the transition before you drop it. In all versions, you can always change the length of a transition once you drop it by dragging the corner, or you can right-click on the transition to set the duration numerically. Now let's drop this transition from the library onto the start of the clip. Double-click on the clip on the timeline. This will open the media editor. Go to the Transition In tab. Position your playhead so that you can see the active transition in the preview. Now use the area on the ruler to adjust the duration of the transition. In the Settings panel, you can adjust the parameters of your transition to customize the look. If you want to choose a different transition, just go to the categories at the top and hover over any transition to see it previewed on your media. Click to choose the new transition. Now press OK to return to the timeline. When you are done with your movie, push the Home key to move the playhead to the beginning of the timeline, and press the spacebar to play back your movie. Hello, I'm Paul Holtz from Class on Demand. This introductory chapter gave you a quick look at the creative power and flexibility of Pinnacle Studio 16. If you'd like to learn more about creating your movies with award-winning Pinnacle technology trusted by millions of users worldwide, then order your copy of Class on Demand's complete training for Pinnacle Studio 16 on the Pinnacle website. On behalf of Pinnacle and Class on Demand, thanks for watching.